how waking up every day at 4:30 in the morning can change your life. People hate mornings. That is the scenery here. It's so bright. It's only like 5:30. Good morning, it is Danny here. I'm on the beach in Australia. There it is. Probably not the best idea to be standing around here with all the killer spiders and the snakes, but I'm gonna be careful. I'm gonna try. But really, I need to share with you this one idea. Like the last few months, I've been living the life that I wanted to live for a long time. I'm not saying that I'm there, like I made it by any means. But what I want to say is the one thing that really made a difference in my life, which was waking up every day at 5 a.m. in the morning. So today I want to talk to you about why I do it, why you should maybe do it, and how to practically achieve it. And this topic is big. Like even if you instantly say I'm not a morning person, this video might still be for you. Let's get into it. And I think I'm also going to share some perspective and some practical practices that not everyone talks about, and I feel that it can make the whole process easier. Alright guys, so let's get right into it. At first I would like to share some of my stories, some of my perspective of why I came to the decision and to the habit of waking up so early. I would say I started like 3-4 years ago, so this is not a project, this is not an experiment that I'm doing right now. Like a lot of people are doing it for a week or for 2 weeks, they get super excited and they want to share with the world, and I was one of these people. And I wasn't doing it consecutively, so I wasn't like waking up every day for years, but there have been always time frames in my life of months, maybe even half a year, where I was really waking up every day at 5 a.m. And the main reason for that was, like, I'm 21. So a few years ago, I was going to school. I tried to do some work on the side to get some money in, pursue my ambition of traveling and kind of like bettering my lifestyle. So the thing was, I was going to school every day at 8 a.m. Then at many days I was going after that to work, and I got home at like 6, 7, still needed to do schoolwork. I would say that even though I had not that much time, I wasn't that bad of a student, and I wanted to maintain that. So at the end of the day, at like 9-10 p.m. I was sitting there and I was saying to myself like, hey, you still want to do like something on the side, you want to educate yourself, you want to look into like making videos. And around that time I was really, I don't know, I haven't had really the time and the mental capacity to go after really what I had, what I wanted to do. And at that time, like, I don't know out of some maybe people's videos on the internet, just out of like let's say you see a lot of successful people wake up very early. And this was the moment in my life where I just decided you need to do something, you need to change something. At the end of the day, you don't have the mental and also the physical capacities to do anything that you really want to do. You just get the job done that you need to do, and for everything else, you don't have the mind to get to it. It's like really hard. And I just started to try it out. And I'm gonna be honest, at first it was really something that I couldn't keep up. I was going to bed at like 11, 12, waking up at 5 a.m. in the morning and falling asleep in school. And this process went on for weeks until some point I kind of got into the balance. And then I was waking up at like 4:30 in the morning. I was in the gym by 6 with the bike, super quick. And by 8 a.m. I was already in school. And sometimes I was waking up even earlier than that. Let's get into the reason why you should do it. So maybe you've already got from what I said, there is something, if you want to try something new, if you want to go somewhere and pursue an idea that you have, you usually need willpower. For everything that is new in your life, that you're not used to doing, be it going to the gym, be it working on a project. For me it was creating videos. Any of these things that you have no idea how to do, you're gonna require a lot of willpower to achieve it. And you probably know this feeling at the end of the day, when you come back from work, when you come back from school, you are extremely stressed very often. It's not even necessarily that you're in a bad mood, but you had so many situations to deal with. And I'm talking about all like very different situations, be it situations where you really got into arguments with other people, but only very small situations, decisions that you have to take during the course of a day, like where am I gonna eat, what type of transportation am I gonna take. Everything that is not automated is gonna cause you to use willpower to make decisions, and at the end of the day you're just gonna be drained. That's why most people just end up watching TV, not doing anything, and continuing the next day. But overall, this is a very big. If you wake up early in the morning, you have all the willpower to do the things that can really get you further ahead and not just the things that you necessarily need to do. And the number two, a really big thing, when you wake up in the morning, you're much more likely to get into a flow state. So what I personally understand by flow is when you're doing an action that is not that easy, an action that requires your full attention, commitment to it, and where you fully dive into it and you don't think about anything else. You can progress in it day by day, so you are excited to do it again and again. And once you start doing it, time flies by, but you're extremely productive, you get things done, you don't think about anything else. And this is the situation where people just sit down for like 2-3 hours and they get more done than people get done in 1 week. Be it working on in my case, be it working on a video. Like a few months ago, I was able maybe to push out 1 or 2 videos a month. Right now I do like 4 or 5 a week. That's flow state for you right there. And with anything else, if you enter this state early in the morning, the day is going to continue like that, and it's going to be easier to get back into the flow state again. And this is also connected to the willpower argument. Alright, so big idea number 3 is think about it. Depending on where you live, I would say in most parts of the world, people hate waking up. People hate Mondays, and the reason for that is pretty much everyone starts out their day with a task that they need to do. That somebody else told them, hey, you gotta go to work, otherwise we're not gonna pay you. You gotta go to school, otherwise you're gonna be in trouble with your parents. It's not on your own terms. And you wake up not feeling free. And I totally understand that. But imagine you wake up and you start out the day with a task of which you promise yourself will get you ahead. You start out your day with doing the things that you really enjoy and that you think are valuable. Because I know it for myself, if I don't do the things that I think will get me further ahead, I'm not in that much of a good mood. I cannot really be present. I all the time think about it and I'm thinking about, oh no, I'm not doing the thing I'm supposed to do. You can just feel bad, and you feel even worse if the thing that you think you are supposed to do is something that you set out for yourself. And if you just get done the things in the morning that you believe will get you further ahead the most, you will feel a lot better for yourself, and this will give you a huge mental advantage. And this also brings me to the next point, which is a little bit more about yourself, about how you perceive yourself. Usually people have the feeling that they don't have enough time for everything in life. They feel like life is passing by and they have no control over it. If you're gonna wake up extremely early in the morning and get things done, you're gonna get the psychological edge of being ahead of other people. And even though we don't want to compare ourselves to other people, it's a natural process. You see what other people are doing, you look at what you are doing, and if you are going to be there at the dawn of the sun and you're going to be already doing, you are already going to be done with the gym, you're already going to be working on your project, in the course of the day you're going to feel a lot more motivated, a lot more confident, because you know that you have already a lot of tasks under your belt. And I knew that back in time in school, when I woke up at like 4:30 a.m. I got the gym done, I got some schoolwork done, I went to school, and I was really motivated to present stuff. Okay, now let's get to the practical side of things. It's all nice in talk and theory, and you probably listen to that and imagine yourself waking up in the morning and feeling so cool and good. But you're probably gonna forget about that, and it's just gonna be an idea. But I really don't want it to be this way for you, and that's why I want to give you some major practical life changes that you can do to make it a lot easier for you. So some of these things I haven't heard myself before, some of these things not everyone is going to agree on. Alright, so I would say the number one thing that's going to make it easier for you, the whole process, even though it at first doesn't sound like it is, let's think it like that. To not feel like complete crap, you need enough sleep. And there's a controversy behind it on how much is enough. Most people say it's somewhere between 7 and 8 hours, and I mostly agree with that. You need to get enough sleep, and I would say this is also the reason why most people fail to wake up early in the morning, because they say to themselves like, oh, it's already midnight, like no way I'm gonna wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning, I'm gonna be super tired. And yes, you're gonna be. But you need to start somewhere, and you need to maybe sacrifice a week of sleep. The main reason why people fail to consecutively wake up every day early is because they say to themselves, kind of as an excuse, yo, I'm not gonna get enough sleep, so I'm gonna try to go to bed tomorrow earlier. And this never worked for anyone. There's no way the one day you're gonna go to bed at 1 a.m. and the next day you're gonna be laying at 9 p.m. in your bed, all cozy with a hot chocolate. You're not gonna fall asleep and you're gonna say, oh, it doesn't work for me. I'm not a morning person. I cannot go to bed that early. You know what? Try going to bed at 11, midnight, 1 a.m., but still waking up at 5. You're gonna feel like crap. Get a nice big coffee and get going. Make sure you not fall asleep during the day. You're probably gonna go to bed at like 9, 10. If not, it's gonna be 11. Next day, you still wake up at 5 a.m. Boom! This time you got a little bit more sleep, you still feel like crap. The next day, you're gonna fall asleep at like 10:30. Do that for a week and I promise you, your body is gonna get the sleep it needs. You can force yourself out of bed, but you cannot force yourself into sleepy. So this is the number one tip, is start waking up early, sacrifice a few days of sleep, and then your body's gonna balance you out automatically, and this is how you are gonna be able to go to bed earlier. Because some people who never really went to bed that early at like 9, 10 p.m. Or 8, no, that's really early, they think they just cannot do it biologically. I believe that's not the case. Just try this technique. Alright, and number 2 is, which is very big as well, is put your phone very far away. You probably heard it before. Why? Because it really works. Even for me, if I'm used to waking up in a row for weeks, if my phone is gonna laying with me and I'm ambitious to wake up at like 4:30, very often I'm gonna like integrate the alarm clock into the dream that I was having, and I'll wake up at 9 like, what? If you're gonna stand up, it's gonna be a lot easier to get going. Put on some music in your headphones. This helps me really a lot, and just get going. Just a few steps until the kitchen for a glass of water, maybe coffee. But to prepare coffee, if it's really early in the morning, I know this can be also a pain depending on what type of machine you use. Mine at the moment is more manually, so it takes some effort. This is why I prepare my coffee sometimes in the evening, so I have it ready in the morning. But with coffee, you need to be a little bit cautious because you can get really addicted to that. So I would recommend cycling coffee, like 6 weeks on, 6 weeks off, or if you drink like 2 cups, then do 1 cup for a few weeks, then you can bump up again to the 2 cups, because this can happen if you're gonna drink too much coffee. So make sure to use it wisely. Like really, coffee is power, so use it wisely, because eventually your nervous system is gonna get used to it, and then it's not gonna work for you anymore. And the last thing that I want to mention is get your diet in check. And I know it's easier said than done, and I talk about this topic quite a lot on my channel. And what I mean by that is, if you're familiar with the process of calories in, calories out, it's very good. If not, Google it. Just like calorie deficit, calorie surplus. A lot of people are eating either too much or too little. And very important, don't eat that much in the morning. If you're gonna eat a ton of calories and carbohydrates, your insulin is gonna spike. If your insulin spikes, your body needs to calm down. Your body needs to process the food, and you probably know it as well. If you have a huge meal, it makes you very sleepy. This is why people have like the sleeping times after lunch. So really don't do that. If you want to have a small snack, then go for it. I really believe in intermittent fasting, so you know, having a coffee in the morning and then eat a few hours later is going to be a lot better for your focus. And that's pretty much it. So the main things is why you should wake up in the morning is because you have like the full battery of willpower. You know this feeling at the end of the day. You don't have really the willpower to do anything. There have been so many situations during the day that now you just want to calm down, you want to relax. In the morning, this is when I'm really on fire, where I have the full willpower, where I get the things done. Like right now, I go out here into like this bush on the beach at 4 a.m. People are walking by, looking into the bushes. What is this guy doing there? It takes willpower. I would not be able to do that after a long day where I had to deal with weird situations. I'm in a new country. Like, it's not about stories right now. Second thing is entering the flow state. Once I'm gonna get home, I'm gonna start up editing the videos. I'm gonna start working on a few projects. I'm really gonna get into the flow. If you make sure to do it early, you're gonna have a much more productive day, and because of that, you're gonna feel a lot better about yourself. You're gonna get a lot more confident because you're gonna know, hey, I've already done a ton of things, and you're gonna communicate with people like that. People are gonna know, people are gonna feel like, hey, this guy's doing something. This guy is on top of things, or this girl. So yeah. That's pretty much it, and the practical things are mostly start waking up early, force yourself, whatever it takes, and start out today with something where you can progress. Like for myself, I really like to do the gym because it's an automated process. I wake up, I know where I need to go, and personally I wouldn't recommend anyone waking up extremely in the morning and doing something that requires a lot of concentration and focus. I would do that like half hour, maybe 1 hour once you're awake. Then you still have tons and tons of willpower, but you're not that likely to fall asleep again. So that's why I recommend physical activity. If you're not that much of a gym goer, then sip your coffee, go for a walk, maybe a few push-ups, a few lunges. It's gonna do you very good, some stretching. If you're gonna go to the gym, it's a great way. Like after the gym, I'm extremely focused, I'm extremely awake, I know what I want to do in my life. And the conclusion of this video gonna be, if you're still here and you're watching, you think, I'm just not a morning person. It's fine, it's absolutely cool. If you are content with the situation that you're at right now, to things like, if you think like there are no things that I really, you know, missing out in life on, like during the day I feel like I get everything done, I go to bed with a feeling of accomplishment and fulfillment, absolutely fine. If not, it might be something to consider. It might be something that could really change your life like it did for me. And you hear it all the time, it's a game changer for so many people who want to get further ahead, who want to do a little more than is required of them. So yeah, with that I'm gonna end the video. Thank you very much for watching. We're here in Australia, the next travel vlogs are coming. But also let me know what you thought about this type of video. It's a little bit different. I want to share some of my perspective, experiences, and how I see things, and hopefully you can get some value out of that. And until the next video, you got a world to see. Peace out.